They're all the rage on TikTok. Exfoliation is the buzzword. HAs, BHAs, PHAs. Kids are ruining their skin using the wrong things. But did you know that these wonderful yet controversial products have been actually available for so many years in the market? In fact, I remember going down New York in the 70s to Lord & Taylor buying my first Clinique, and toner number 4 contains salicylic acid. It's a BHA. That's when I first came across them in the 70s. Now, they've had many different names, but today with phenomenal Claire, and let's give her a lovely welcome, Claire, our Chief Innovation Officer.
Hi, everyone.
We're going to be deep diving into what is the point of an exfoliant and why can't you just use your granular thing? Doesn't it do the same? Is it not the same thing? And is not an acid something that's going to be like battery acid or scrape your face off? Or should you in fact take it off after use? There are so many feelings around these products, but they're also brilliant. And I'm using that blasphemous word because they've changed my skin probably more than any other product in terms of dealing with what I thought was dryness, clearing up skin. They do so much. They're like this secret source of brilliance, and everyone needs to have one in a routine. So where, Claire, should we start in terms of, should we just start with granular?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's start with granular. So granular you could have in your routine. St. Ives, I used to use Jason Vitamin C scrub.
Oh my God, yeah.
I also used, let me just own this one, I used Body Shop Pumice foot polish on my face, okay, because I was so obsessed with scrubbing my face because I had acne and I thought I could scrub away my spots.
And you know what you were doing with the scrubbing? So never mind like removing probably too much of the top layers.
Yeah.
You're actually stimulating
the growth of
the growth
acne.
of the growth of everything. Yeah, because like rubbing and friction. If you think about when you have like hard calluses, this is like stimulating. Like it's about friction and rubbing. So that's what you're kind of doing. Yeah.
How many have identified? I mean, how many identify with really getting that exfoliant and think, let me wipe away the row, the spot, whatever it might be. But I think we've all used them. What were your favourites when you used them?
Well, I still use a granular scrub, so I don't think they're all bad.
I do too.
Actually, obviously the St. Ives, very harsh scrubs are just like a total no-no for your skin. They're way too strong. So my actual favourite is a Neal's Yard. It's like this honey and almond scrub, and it's super scrubby, but really natural beads. They break down and they just leave my skin feeling amazing.
So it's that sort of very surface. There's no ingredients going in these products.
Not at all.
They're all about surface
But it is
polish.
all about having this surface polish. Yeah. And if you do it in a gentle enough way, getting that top layer nice and smooth so it feels instantly smoother. It's not going deeper in the skin. But getting that is really good. And I do that once a week and I just love my skin, how it feels after it. But this one also has a bit of clay, bit of...
So it's a bit of purification in it. I mean,
it feels like a treatment.
And it's like when you're doing a ritual. And you want to put it in your sort of Sunday night ritual. I mean, I've used, when I travel a lot, I use, because I get the airport in duty free, the Sizzly one, grapefruit. And it's more gloopy, but I just feel I'll do that and then I'll do a mask. It's like when I need to nurture my skin. Yeah,
like once a week I'd say is the max you would need to do that, if even. And maybe things like in the winter, you might do it a little bit more, you know, or, you know, when your skin is getting a little bit drier, getting that top layer of the skin off.
So it's going to get off the top layer of skin, but it's going to get off what I'd call not every dead skin cell. It's going to take off literally...
The ones that are hanging, like, waiting to come off anyway.
Waiting to come off anyway. Okay, so that's that. How many of you use a liquid exfoliant? Tell us now. Let's get engaged. And how does it feel for you? Is it a weekly part of your routine, a daily part of your routine? What do you do with it? Now, and how many of you stop there? I'd love to know of all of you what kind of routines you're now doing. Do you just do bookends, cleansing and moisturizing? Do you do things in between? Do you throw in a serum when you watch a video or see an ad? Or are you actually vested in having a routine? So that's that weekly moment. Granular exfoliation, we know what it does. Makes the skin feel, it's like, you know, the sand polishes the marble, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, all that kind of...
If you just think about like polishing a floor to get it like, you just get it like smoother. Yeah.
Okay. So then liquids came along. Liquids. I'm just going to show you the concept of a liquid because these come from many different brands, but I'm going to show you a liquid exfoliant is like that. Generally, they're gloopy. They're not as runny as water. There's some substance to them, and you leave them on your skin. Now, why is it good to go and upgrade to a liquid exfoliant?
So, well, the ones that we've developed are leave-on. You can get ones that you do need to take off. Yeah, you need to neutralize. So,
like the Ordinary does a Bilberry one, which is quite strong, but
so
things like
your
that.
skin
the purpley one.
your skin has a pH level, so that's at 5.5, and basically a liquid exfoliant reduces that down. And the lower the pH, the faster it breaks all the glue and the bonds that hold the dead skin cells together, and then they come off. So a PHA has the closest to 5, a BHA is in the middle, and then an AHA has the lowest.
Right, so that's going to go in and really break everything.
And if you have sometimes the glycolic acid
let's say that slow, because it's good to I like understanding science. I don't know how nerdy you are, but I like this idea. We've all heard and done biology. At least I tried to do O level. I did fail with a fail, but I did remember pH and putting those bloody things in. So that's the acidic versus alkaline. So let's just understand. So plus high is alkaline, and minus is acidic. So we're saying that if you use a
your skin starts at, so the scale goes from 0 to 14. Yeah. Your skin is at 5.5.
Okay.
And as you get older, it gets more alkaline.
Ah, okay.
So it holds on, holds on to the bonds. So you need it to be acidic for the bonds to break down.
So the more alkaline it is, the more you need stronger acidics.
So when you hit 55 and beyond, your skin is significantly more alkaline. So you actually need a helping hand. To actually break down those bonds.
Can I just ask you, conversely, does that mean that if you have very young skin and you're using the really strong acid, but your skin is quite acidic already, that it's really bad for your skin?
Okay, so
that's why it's like I'm seeing all these kids breaking.
When you're in your 20s, you know this whole idea of your skin is constantly renewing itself. It is faced with all the external aggressors, wind, pollution, everything. So it gets but also just movement, friction. You get your skin on the surface is there to protect you, but it gets damaged, bruised, bashed. So it needs to renew. So the top layers are renewing. When you're in your 20s, it takes 28 days to renew. When you start getting into your 30s and 40s, it slows down. So it takes up to 42 days to renew itself. So
because it's just slower journey.
So a child and a teenager, it takes 14 days to renew. So if you are trying, you do not need an acid.
And is that because their skin is more acidic, that it's
slightly more
acidic, in a way?
But it's also just everything is like
faster.
You're growing. Faster. And you just slow down over time. And that's unfortunately life. But everything is faster when you're a kid and a teenager. You do not need an acid in your routine. If you have acne, it's a different story. You need a helping hand because something's not working properly. But healthy teenage skin does not need any exfoliation.
So you might be a healthy teenager watching this, or you might have healthy teenager kids and you're looking at all those TikTok trends and thinking, I just don't know if my daughter or son should be using this stuff. So this is Nurse Claire, but advising you and just like, think about really how damaging it might be to very young people's skin. I remember Lila would get on these trends in like 14, 15, and I was like, put it down, Lila, don't use it. You know, just keep it simple. So we can talk, and we've talked about teenage acne on this channel before, and we've done films, I think, that are on YouTube, really good ones of a very good, simple routine. And we did it with, I think, Dr. Louise, the dermatologist, on what's a really good simple routine for teenager skin. So do look at that. We can reference that in the notes here so you can go and watch that film, very informative film, to look at treating acne. But let's now get on to, so we've got that acid level, Claire, and we know that when we're older we might need a bit more because we need like to kick up the arse, our skin. But if our skin has sensitivity, do we still need more? So like, does everyone need more? or only some people?
Everybody needs more, so it's just a natural progression of life that everything's going to slow down. So it's always going to, but choosing the right type of...
Yeah, like not everyone can take more.
No, I really don't like, my skin does not like a glycolic, yeah? Even if it's not super strong, I don't like a glycolic.
So a glycolic is an AHA, alpha hydroxy acid, and it's probably one of the smallest molecule sizes.
It is the smallest one,
so
and
it goes deep.
Yeah. So and it's fast. It's very fast acting. Yeah. It goes deep in the skin. Yeah. Has a maximum benefit. But
I used to get red using it a little bit. Yeah. So I like you avoid formulations of AHA with them in it. And there's many different on the market. So lots of people mix all their acids together to try and come up with a kind of simplified concoction. But some of the acids in there might neutralize others out a little bit or just make them less strong. So you kind of think, where's that going to? So we like them separate out. We think separating out is a really good idea for skin because you can look and think, this is a point in your routine where everyone is different and will need a different acid.
Yes.
So let's go into who needs to look for, whether you get it from Trinny London or from somewhere else, which acid for your skin. We now know what it's going to do. They're going to go deeper, but the different acids will all do slightly different things for your skin. So we're going to start with PHA.
Yeah.
Polyhydroxy acid, this is our PHA tiptoe in. They can be gluconolactone.
So we've got lactobionic acid and gluconolactone. So these are...
I just want to know, what are the other PHAs people could also... Are those the main ones?
They're the two main ones.
Okay.
And these ones are super, super gentle. They slowly, so they're quite a big molecule. Yeah. They take their time to get into the skin, but they also like hydrate. They're like attract moisture. Yeah. So if I don't leave my PHA on long enough, so I should give it like 10 minutes to really have the acidic benefits. Yeah. If I put like a moisturization layer on, I'm kind of neutralizing the pH and I'm just getting the hydration benefits.
That's so interesting.
So it's that gentle.
It's that gentle. So basically, I mean, if you put it on in the morning, but 10 minutes? Do we need to give it 10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes
10 minutes.
Fine,
you would do 10 minutes. So you'd like put it on and then go and brush your teeth and take your supplements and then go and put your next layer on.
Yeah. If I want, because I use this every day, twice a day, but I don't need to exfoliate twice a day. So what I will do is every other day, I just leave it for longer on its own and I go off and do more stuff. Yeah. And then other times I just love that this particular one is super gentle, super hydrating. And also because I'm slightly on the sensitive side, I'm not super sensitive, but I'm a little sensitive. This is strengthening my barrier. It's got great ingredients like the glycine bonded azelaic acid. So it's actually making your skin less sensitive.
Let's talk about azelaic acid. Azelaic acid is another acid. It's not, this is really, because I think it's important to understand these, because you've got ascorbic acid, azelaic acid, succinic acid. All these acids are not the same when we talk about acids that are AHAs, BHAs or PHAs. So we need to separate out.
They're not exfoliants.
They're not exfoliants. So the only ones of the acid family that are exfoliants are something A, something P, or something B. The other ones do different things. They are just a chemical acid, which is a type
It's just part of the structure.
It's part of the structure. So going back to that we have in it, azelaic acid, what I love about this formulation, and when we're like in the lab making these formulations, and Claire and I, she's saying, I think we should put this in it. And I'm saying, why? And she said, because you know what? Succinic acid, azelaic acid, it's so good. It's glycine bonded, this one too.
Yeah, glycine bonded, so it's super gentle.
But what's it actually doing?
It really helps.
Love it so much?
It's super anti-inflammatory, so it's soothing. It helps with redness, and it also strengthens the skin so that it makes it slightly less sensitive, And this was the whole kind of thing, was like,
how can we get it less sensitive, people?
And this was the ambition, was like, can we reduce people's sensitivity, and can you actually do that? And I think we're definitely on that way with this type of product. Yeah, that's quite a bold claim, and it's probably like medicine if we actually proved that.
Yeah.
But what we're doing is we've really developed a really smart formula that is giving you that gentle exfoliation, super hydration, and also really supporting the skin, so it does become so. Because a lot of people say, if you have sensitive skin, I can't use an exfoliant.
Exactly.
So then what do they have to go around with? Dull, clogged pores
Yeah.
because they can't exfoliate?
Crazy. So who should be using ones that are called PHA, and there's other brands out there that do them, is people who their skin might be a bit sensitive. You like a routine where you do morning and evening the same thing, because you can do this. I sometimes have a couple of weeks where I just do this morning and evening with Plump Up and moisturizer.
This one is gentle enough to use it every day.
And you'll get that lovely sense of that glow on your skin, which comes from really healthy skin, not makeup. It actually comes from having got off the dead skin cells in a very progressive, gentle way, and hydration. So if you feel your skin is dry and flaky, this might be where you start. And do match me on Trinny London to see your routine.
And if you've never used a liquid exfoliant before, then I would absolutely start here and then work up. Because I think your skin has to get used to anything new.
I agree.
You just have to like, it's not, you just don't go from 0 to 100.
Yes, 0 to hero. All right, should we take some questions, darling?
We've got lots of questions. This one is about Tiptoe In. How long should you be using Tiptoe In if you want to upgrade and start using the AHA? How long should you stay on Tiptoe In for?
I mean, I think that if your skin is really, doesn't react to stuff and is very healthy and normal, but you just feel the signs of aging kind of thing, I would say Tiptoe In you could be using, and you could get a Reveal Yourself straight away. But I use Tiptoe In the morning because the other two acids, and we're going to talk about the difference now between what acids you can use in the morning and which acids we feel you should only use at night. Now, this is another big TikTok trend of, people throwing acids on at any time of day, and we fucking hate that because it's just so bad for the skin. The more serious acids, the BHA family and the AHA family, really, we feel that it's much better protocol to put them on at night.
Yeah, they also, so the stronger they are, they make the skin more sun sensitive, So if you're actually getting rid of more of the layers of the skin faster, you're actually making your skin a little bit more vulnerable. So you got to use SPF in the daytime, and you should only be using these at night.
Yeah, that's, and we say use them in the evening. Next question,
Do I need to alternate using acids and retinols?
There's a really, I know on this show, we have people who are babies in skincare and learning, and we love that we can help you on that journey. And we have people who are fantastically layering type of people. So for that advanced person watching, I'm going to just give you a sense of routining. All right, so if you want to fine-tune your skin and you're on a mission to get the best skin you can possibly have, and you do not have obvious skin sensitivity, then I would do the following. You do your cleansing, whichever way you do it, and then in the morning you do Tiptoe In, which is this one, and then in the evening you do Reveal Yourself. And you could do this on days perhaps you don't do retinol. I do sometimes do one and then the other, but I think you've got to have skin that's been, doing acids for many years. So if I'm talking to anyone who throws everything at their skin, you can do it, but I wouldn't continuously do it. So preferred for me is I cleanse, I do Reveal Yourself, Plump Up, and a moisturizer one night. The next night I will do cleanse, Tiptoe In, and one of the two retinoids and moisturizer. And the third night I will cleanse and I will do Tiptoe In, I'll do the micro needle, and I'll do moisturizer. And then I keep repeating that. That's really given me a good skin. And I've done that method even before I started in London in different ways, not with products that are so well formulated, because I wanted to create with Claire the best products that we could. So when we talk about retinoids, and we'll do deep diving on retinoids, it's about nighttime serums. So for me, if I'm going through a patch of feeling my skin's just misbehaving, I will use our nighttime serum called Overnight Clarity. And that really will just give me, it's the one that I most feel the next morning wow, my skin feels different, you know, because there's 3 things in here. There is the retinoid, there's niacinamide, which helps to calm skin down, but also there's the azelaic acid. This is like the most juicy.
This is like a powerhouse.
It's a powerhouse. We're going to go into details later because this is like unsung hero of Trinny London. And so I might do this for 2 weeks a month. So that's kind of the way you can do layering. And what we can do is we'll do in a few weeks, I think we can do, when we're going to talk about overnight clarity in more detail, I think we can do a thing on different layering techniques for different skins, because there's so many ways you can layer skincare from the most simplistic way to the most advanced way.
So I would say, like, the biggest tip for me is you got to listen to your skin. Your skin tells you if that was okay or not.
Yes, it does.
If you have no reactions, you might say, okay, fine, I can move on. I would take it steady. I would go do less and then add in another step and see. Because if you do like 5 different things and you have a reaction,
working either.
you won't know what's working, but your skin will tell you. And the thing is, so I had some real stubborn melasma, right? And I went to a dermatologist to get some laser treatment to try and get rid of the melasma. And the first time I had the treatment, it was extremely painful. The second time I had it, they actually upped the level, didn't hurt me as much. And the third time I have it, I can hardly feel it because my skin got used to the treatment. So the first time was a shock. It was like, what on earth is this? And this is the whole point, is you've got to take your skin. Your skin actually responds and learns really quickly, but you've got to start off low and build it up, then just go back in. So if I'd done the strongest treatment the first time, that would have absolutely, I was nearly in tears, even with the lower one, and it changed. My skin just totally got used to it. So it adapts.
You need to, it adapts.
Yeah.
So let's move on now to AHA. So AHAs, which we've discussed, we've started getting into. Glycolic acid is probably one that's most well known. And this is this small molecule size, strong. We find it quite abrasive on the skin surface. So we went for lactic and malic, which are also AHAs. One is made from apples and the other is from milk. And they're derivatives of those products. That's how you get acids from these products. But we put other stuff in it. But let's just talk about AHA generally. So it's smaller. It's going to go deeper.
Yes, and it has a lower. It goes deep in the skin and also reduces the pH of the skin to much lower. To a lower.
So we're getting away from the alkaline, getting more to acid, younger skin.
Yeah. So So if your skin is 5.5, a PHA might bring it down to like about 4.8. Yeah. If you have a BHA, it might bring it down to about 4, and then. These are more cosmetic versions, and our Reveal Yourself brings it around down to about 3.2. Okay. If you go to a salon
peel or
and go into a peel, they might bring it down to 2, and the next time to 1.
All right. And then
that is
very strong,
really, and then they need to neutralize those, and they are not leave-on. We have created a cosmetic version of that that is leave-on, and it's not working nicely, and then it will bring your skin back up to its regular pH. But it's really...
But that process will help to get incredibly refined skin. It's going to really get rid of, unglue all that stuff that's in your skin, all the dead skin cells that surface exfoliant won't do.
And as you get older, because you're not starting at 5.5, you're starting higher. So you've got to bring it down so that your skin is actually working like it normally should. So this is the whole point of, the older you get, the more the exfoliants are necessary just to be able to slough off the dead skin. So you might find your skin getting drier. Skin also getting drier because of the buildup of dead skin cells. It's not letting moisture in.
And so how many women, even we have a wonderful woman who helped us tremendously at Trinny London at the beginning of, you know, when we were doing skincare. And I remember when I met her and she was like, I've got such dry skin. And we were, you need to use an exfoliant. You know, it's such a thing when you see certain dry skins and you just know, and you can feel the skin and you can feel this surface. Like if you feel your skin now, all right, this is a good one to do. So to feel your skin. So most people, close your eyes as well when you do this, all right? Most people, when they feel their skin and they close their eyes, can just get a sense more like, I can feel here, I have a little bit of, not oiliness, but you know, that's really hydrated. Round here, many people might feel that little flakiness because maybe they don't want to get their hair wet when they wash their face. But also, you know, things sort of collect in, you know, dust collects in the corners. The same happens with skin. So it can just collect around our hairline, and that doesn't mean it's going to just stay there. It's going to have an effect on the rest of the face. So the idea of feeling you know, where am I a little bit oily? Where am I a little bit dry and flaky? And then once you use an acid and you do that again, the difference in your skin of what you feel will be tremendous. But that sort of glowiness to your skin will come back. That life comes back. It's one of the sort of best life-giving to skin that I've seen when I see women use it. And when we did trials at the beginning, the difference in some of those photographs of women and
it's
just
the
women
transformer, because we were even,
it's such a transformer.
It's the one thing that's going to really make the difference, and it's also a really easy step. We've made these super light so that you can put them with anything.
And I'm going to show the difference too. So tiptoe in here. I mean, even actually on camera, you'll be able to see it. You see it's kind of slightly murky, milky, and it dribbles very slowly. Do you see that?
Super light.
All right, super light. Now let me just take that off, and I'm just going to show you, reveal yourself, because in a way, just by its consistency, you can see it's a little bit more liquidy, rolls down a bit more because that molecule size is smaller there, and when you feel it, it's maybe a little less gloopy, and it's smoother. There's something smoother about it. I use this also. I always, by the way, put the excess on my hands. I really do. And
nice little trick.
It's so just, I mean, I feel...
We all ignore our hands when actually, they also show your age, I think.
We've got to match them up. We've got to match them up. Okay, we're going to take 3 questions, darling, and then we're going to go on to the joy of BHAs. And BHAs can be the unsung heroes of your skincare routine. So, questions.
Hillary's just asked Claire if you could just remind her, when you use your exfoliant and then let it dry for 10 minutes, do you then have to mist or re-wet your skin before you apply a hyaluronic acid or plump up or something like that?
You absolutely can, but no, I don't think you have to. I think you're wetting your skin by putting plump up on anyway. So no, I just give it that 10 minutes. I don't do that every day.
No.
But I give it that 10 minutes and I'm really getting that exfoliation action. But then also those days I probably would go to Reveal Yourself as well, just to get the stronger exfoliation.
Yeah, and I think it's that sort of, for me, tiptoe in the morning, I'm in a rush, I put it on, I probably wait 2 minutes, then I put on Plump Up. Might do a quick spritz, but that, you know, that doing the acid at night is that crucial time. You want the benefits. It's like, it's your hero of that evening's routine. So you want to give it the kind of star quality to be able to work its best.
And the thing is, when you apply things at night time, you're just kind of going to sleep, so your skin has got the maximum amount of time to regenerate, where in the daytime it's like
it's also battling all the external. You really educated me on this, Claire, because I now always imagine that during the day my skin is at war with the world and all the free radicals, all the kind of pollution, sun, everything. And at night, it doesn't have to fight anything, so it can just go to healing. It's like if you have a cut and you've got a cold, the cut will heal slower because your immunity is trying to help the cold and help the cut. It's like a double war. Whereas, you know, if you just have one thing and nothing else is going on, it can just focus on that. And that's exactly how I see nighttime routines. And that's why when people just slop on a heavy moisturizer at night, I'm like, no! Do something. This is your perfect opportunity to get some incredibly amazing ingredients into your skin so that you can really see differences. All right, one more question, then we're going to go on to BHAs.
I already use Better Off AHA PHA cleanser, so can I use the exfoliants too? Do I still need them?
This is such a good one. All right, so I'm going to first of all show, let's hear. Now, we talk about sloshing off and going in, and this is an interesting one. So we created a gel cleanser because people, you know, cleansing is a ritual that is very tactorial. So is that a word? Tactile. Sensorial and tactile. Tactorial. I mean, what a great combo.
I actually knew what you meant.
You did, exactly, you see. So I hope you did too. So, you know, Be Your Best is this balm cleanser and experience of balming. We use pineapple enzyme as the very gentle exfoliation. And when you add water, that's sort of released when it goes milky. But Better Off, here we have it, is a gel. And we didn't want it to be sulficating. What's it called when it sulfates? I mean, not sulfate, foaming. So we cannot bear that because that really dries skin and we don't love it. But we also wanted elements of gentle exfoliation. So in it are AHAs and PHAs. So there's lactobionic in it?
Yeah, lactobionic. Yeah.
And AHAs. And having them in there, you'll put it on And sometimes I leave it on a bit and I just let it work on my skin. You might be in the shower, you might put it on, clean your body, it's working on your skin a bit, and that is going in, and then you slosh it off. So it works in a different way, but it would just begin the journey. That's sort of what I feel.
And also, what we wanted to do is make cleansers that actually transform the skin. So most cleansers damage the skin and they don't actually have these strip the skin.
Or put too much oil in the skin, so you can't put any other products in it.
Yeah, so we wanted something that was going to be really gentle, really cleansing, but then also have that extra oomph, and that's what those type of acids are going to do. But they're in a lot lower level, they're just gently, and that's why you can use them twice a day, every day, and you really start to see that noticeable change in your skin without drying your skin out. But if you it absolutely can be used in conjunction, and I would recommend that you actually have a separate liquid exfoliation step.
It's like, and this is I think worth discussing, because we have some of similar ingredients in things. So one might think, well, should I just get the cleanser and not get the exfoliant, or get the exfoliant, not the cleanser? But I'm going to put it down to this. This is a really weird analogy. So when I used to Oprah, she would... Suzanne and I would talk, and she would repeat 3 times what we said, because then it would go in. So I'm going to take that as a comparative, because putting ingredients into more than one of your steps of your routine, and some of the same ones, it pushes it in and it reinforces it. So there's a reinforcement. So you start the journey with the cleansing, you're doing that little exfoliation, then you put the exfoliant on and your skin's already a bit prepped. And the same applies when you're doing plump up and then you go to bounce back. This is our hyaluronic acid, which also has in it peptides, and then our moisturizer has peptides too. So, you know, do I just need one? The whole purpose of this routine and the concept of putting things into your skin is, after you've done your exfoliant, you put on the plump up and you're getting those peptides in, and they're very small molecule size, they go in deeper. Things end up at different stages inside your skin. Now, nothing gets down to the dermis, which is that really deep layer. Things can get into the epidermis and also sort of signal, and there's peptides in here that sort of signal to the skin to do certain things. And so the ones in here signal, the ones in here end up higher up in another place where your skin needs them. I think that's the most simple way.
Yeah, so your skin has been designed to block...
As a club sandwich.
Yeah, but to block everything from getting in. So you've got to reinforce it. And I think that's dead right. Like, you would put it into each of the different steps to reinforce, because we never get enough through. You're losing it every step of the way. So you want to make sure that the ingredients that we think are really beneficial for the skin,
push in.
that we're really trying to do this.
Okay, we're going to end up now, and then we'll take a few more questions afterwards, but I hope this is helpful. And I think the purpose of this with Claire and I is, how can we just educate you about the concept of a step in a routine that we think is really important. Now, it could be that you're end of the month on a very small budget. Look for these ingredients elsewhere. Look for combinations of what we're talking about. Go and do your research. Really decide, having listened to us, what do you think is for you? Which one of the acids is for you, and see how you can find it. We make 3, AHA, BHA, PHA. Other people do combinations, maybe they put them together. But anyway, do your research. Now, the last category is BHAs, which stand for...
beta-hydroxy acids.
Beta-hydroxy acid.
So it's really salicylic acid, So this is an oil soluble. So the other AHAs and PHAs are water soluble.
Yeah, and this is oil.
This is oil, so it penetrates the sebum, and it basically helps to reduce the amount of oil in the skin.
Yeah, so it's not oil-based, it's oil soluble. Or is it oil attracts oil? Is there oil in it? I never understand.
Not necessarily. There's not necessarily oil in it in this particular formula. But this is about having a salicylic acid, which is oil soluble. That is going to then penetrate the oil in your skin and break it down. So if you have any excess oil,
stupid. Oil soluble means it will be able to get through the oil to do its work.
If you think about, like, you need to, like, oil and water don't mix until you have something that goes together where oil and oil mixes. So this is oil that goes into oil in your on your skin. So it can go deep into the pore, it can penetrate the pore and clean it out. So it takes all that junk out, and it also helps to regulate the amount of oil over time.
So your sebum, your
yeah, which is actually what bacteria eat and then causes the spots and inflammation. Yeah, so bacteria eats the sebum.
So the less sebum you have, the more the bacteria's got food. You starve it.
Yeah, and then you're able to clean out the pores. So then and that's also where you get the sore, redness, and inflammation is because of the bacteria getting infected. So you don't want to give them the food, which is the oil, and also just balancing, keeping it in a healthy level.
All right. So find your balance.
Yeah.
Starves sebum.
Well, starves the bacteria by regulating the sebum.
Right.
But it's about cleaning your pores, regulating the oil. So if you have any hormonal blemishes, so there's certain times, now that I'm using exfoliants, and since we developed our range, where I finally have exfoliants that actually suit my skin, because what we've also tried to do is build every formula with this anti-inflammatory side, so that we don't cause the irritation that people traditionally think. I used to try a liquid exfoliant, be glycolic based. I have this redness. I really have this bad experience of that. I'm not going near them. Yeah. So we tried not to do that. So we try to make everything with non-irritating as best as we can, that we're actually supporting the skin, this whole anti-inflammatory effect. So the thing is, if I am breaking out with my hormonal cycle, and I was getting really bad hormonal blemishes right at the beginning. So the thing is, a salicylic acid based, BHA based product is ideal for that type of skin. If you have combination skin, it is ideal. Yeah. So having that throughout the cycle of your month, I think, is really, really beneficial.
You might then, if you're somebody who's slightly hormonal, we talked earlier about this way of layering, but I would say that those sort of 5 days before you get your period and during it, so that 10 days of the month, it might be the BHA is going to be very good to actually just balance. And I remember you'd come in when we were testing this and say, it hasn't come out to where it was before, you know.
It was getting, and each month, the hormonal, because you would just know, you know, there's certain things, like I get a headache the day before I'm going to go on my period, and I would get like a hormonal, and it was like huge. It felt like a second head.
Throbbing.
And the thing is, as you start getting into like a consistent acids within your routine, it was like every month getting lower and lower, and then eventually don't get them anymore. And that has been like years now of like just absolute clarity in my skin compared to what I used to have. But I think you've got to keep maintenance. If you have any type of combination skin, slightly oily skin, any types of breakouts, it's introducing BHAs into your routine, I think, is super, super important.
I got some good, there's some good questions here. Can I ask, re-exfoliating, how is a grainy exfoliator different from microneedling? Now, it's very different, but Claire, I'm going to give you that one.
So a grainy exfoliator is just going to like help to exfoliate the surface of your skin. A microneedle is basically creating micro channels in your skin that allow things to penetrate. So it's not doing anything to exfoliate, and it's also creating these like little micro wounds in the skin, which regenerates the skin. So it's great for collagen, elastin, all of that, whereas a grainy exfoliator is just getting all the dead skin off the surface.
Andrea, I love all the products, but I've run out Tiptoe In, Be Your Best, and Vitamin C. The problem is I can't really afford all at once. Do know also that we, you know, when formulating, it's very easy to buy off-the-shelf formulations and put your own little extra things in them. We want to do it from scratch, so that costs money. We work with our own lab, so, you know, starting from scratch and the beginning of formulations means there's a lot more investment in the products. What we do though is when you buy this, you then afterwards just buy a refill. It's 20% less, because we knew how addicted people would become to these, and it does help you to maintain a routine. And all I could say is, knowing what's in inky lists of main big brands we've all heard about and what they do, I'd say that we sit in products that maybe might be £200, and we're at a price point where we're just trying to strip out all the extra padding people put in. But we just know how good our ingredients are, is all we need to say. So
yeah, the formulas are very expensive and I think the whole premise of everything we've done is really try to get the best quality product. We want products that work hard for you. It is an investment, but you know, it's really, I think you can see it when your skin feels and looks amazing. Yeah.
So all those lovely little hearts going up. And for those people who found it, wanted something really succinct, there was somebody who said they found our conversation a little bit like all over the shop. I think it was just going to every area.
Yeah.
But I'm going to just do really take away 30 seconds. So a physical exfoliant, which is granular, will help to slosh off the very surface of dead skin cells. Good to use, probably not every day, but a couple of times a week. Lovely product. Acids, and when we talk about acids, we're talking about only AHA, BHA and PHA, will actually go deeper in the skin and do more for the skin and help to deal with issues like skin sensitivity in PHAs, or blackheads and hormonal breakouts in BHAs, and dryness and aging of skin in the AHAs, and also to an extent some pigmentation. So you have to kind of just choose which do you need most for your skin. Some people have 2 of the 3. They might have the BHA and they might have, for the morning, the Tiptoe In. And some people might have Tiptoe In and Reveal Yourself. Those are classic things that people get together. But it will be a step you add in, and if you're, you started doing a routine in the 70s or 80s, this is what we used to call your toner moment in the routine process. It's that middle moment, and things have advanced tremendously since Clinique, the days of rosewater spritz or stripping salicylic acid in their toner 4, and skincare has become much more advanced. So the ability to deliver ingredients deeper into the skin is there, and doing better things to your skin. So to me, it's an essential part, to both of us, it's an essential part of a skincare routine. If you had to literally do 3 things, it would be to clean your skin, to exfoliate your skin, and hydrate your skin. Serums come in after that to deal and tackle with specific areas like pigmentation, aging of skin, hormonal breakouts, roughness of skin, etc., etc. Hope that helps, Claire. Thank you so much.
Yep,
and
pleasure.
if you like, what we could do next time, we could do a little poll. Would you like to know most about layering of skincare and routines, or nighttime treatments for skin, and what's the most important things to put in at night, or whatever? You leave your suggestion, but we'll leave a little box for that and put them in the comments. We'll read through all the comments, and have a lovely day. Thank you very much for watching.